A hidden cache of 10,000-year-old artifacts just rewrote Jerusalem's origin story, and the top find is something almost nobody guesses. Stay tuned to the #1 revelation that could change everything. Remarkably, a cache of stone tools unearthed in 2023 near the city of David has offered fresh insight into the daily lives of Jerusalem's earliest foragers. The tools, crafted from flint and basalt, show sophisticated knapping techniques previously unseen in the region, suggesting a skilled community that mastered hunting and gathering around 9,000 years ago. Researchers dated the assemblage using thermoluminescence, placing it firmly in the pre-pottery Neolithic period. What makes this find especially compelling is the proximity to later Bronze Age layers, indicating continuous occupation. The tools also bear wear patterns that hint at early woodworking, a skill rarely linked to this era. This discovery not only pushes back the timeline of human activity in Jerusalem but also raises questions about trade networks, as similar tool styles appear across the Levant. And it sets the stage for an even more astonishing revelation at rank 9.
Surprisingly, DNA analysis from a 2022 burial near the Gihon spring revealed genetic links between Jerusalem's first settlers and populations from the southern Levant. The skeleton, dated to roughly 8,500 years ago, belonged to a young adult whose mitochondrial DNA aligns with Natufian groups, suggesting a migration wave that predated known urban development. Scientists used next-generation sequencing to reconstruct a partial genome, uncovering markers associated with early agricultural practices. The study also identified dietary signatures of wild cereals, indicating a transitional diet between foraging and farming. These findings challenge the long-held view that Jerusalem's earliest inhabitants were isolated, instead pointing to a broader network of exchange. Moreover, the burial's grave goods, including ochre beads, hint at emerging symbolic behavior. This genetic breakthrough paves the way for the next discovery, a settlement that reshapes our map of early urbanism.
Archaeologists uncovered at Khirbet, Qeiyafa in 2021 a fortified settlement that dates back to the early Iron Age, around 3,100 years ago, providing a tangible link to Jerusalem's formative years. The site features massive stone walls, a complex drainage system, and dozens of domestic structures, indicating organized community planning. Pottery shards bear early alphabetic inscriptions, suggesting the spread of literacy earlier than previously thought. Carbon dating of charcoal layers aligns the occupation with the biblical United Monarchy period, sparking debate among scholars about its political significance. Additionally, a cache of copper tools points to burgeoning metallurgy, while animal bones reveal a diet rich in domesticated goats and sheep. This settlement not only demonstrates sophisticated architecture but also hints at social stratification, as elite structures appear distinct from common dwellings. The implications are profound, and they lead us to an even older discovery at rank 7 that pushes the timeline further back.
Recent radiocarbon dating of timber beams embedded in the Ophel wall has shifted the wall's construction date to roughly 9,800 years ago, making it one of the oldest known monumental structures in Jerusalem. The beams, preserved in a limestone matrix, were analyzed using accelerator mass spectrometry, yielding a calibrated range that predates previously accepted Neolithic timelines for the area. This suggests that early inhabitants possessed advanced engineering skills, constructing multi-layered defenses far earlier than the Bronze Age. The wall's orientation aligns with the city's later sacred precincts, hinting at a continuity of sacred space. Moreover, associated pottery fragments display early painted motifs, linking the site to broader Near Eastern artistic traditions. The discovery challenges the notion that Jerusalem's monumental architecture emerged only with later kingdoms, and it sets the stage for an even more surprising find at rank 6.
Hidden beneath layers of soil near the Western Hill, a pre-pottery Neolithic structure emerged in 2019, revealing a circular building dated to around 10,200 years ago. The foundation consists of carefully laid stone circles and post holes, indicating a communal gathering space possibly used for rituals or early administrative activities. Charcoal samples from the floor were radiocarbon dated, confirming its antiquity. Inside, researchers found fragments of basalt tools and a handful of incised limestone slabs, suggesting symbolic expression. The building's layout mirrors similar structures found in the Jordan Valley, implying a cultural network that spanned the region. Its discovery pushes back the timeline for organized construction in Jerusalem, showing that sedentary life and communal architecture existed well before the rise of agriculture. This breakthrough leads us to a Bronze Age seal at rank 5 that further illuminates early literacy.
Ancient seal discovered in 2018 at a Bronze Age layer near the Temple Mount bears early script that may represent one of the first forms of written communication in Jerusalem. The tiny, engraved stone cylinder measures just 3 centimeters across, yet its incised symbols resemble Proto-Canaanite characters, predating known alphabets by several centuries. Scholars using high-resolution 3D scanning have identified recurring motifs that could denote personal names or ownership marks. The seal was found alongside copper ingots and imported beads, indicating a community engaged in trade and complex social interactions. Its context suggests it was used to stamp clay vessels, perhaps for administrative purposes. This find not only hints at nascent literacy but also points to a sophisticated economic system. The narrative continues with an unexpected charcoal find at rank 4 that reveals early fire use.
Groundbreaking pottery shards uncovered on Mount Zion in 2017 have been dated to roughly 9,500 years ago, making them the earliest known ceramic pieces in the Jerusalem area. The fragments exhibit a simple coiled technique, with a reddish slip applied before firing, indicating an experimental stage of pottery production. Microscopic analysis shows traces of wild grain residues, suggesting these vessels were used for processing early domesticated cereals. Their discovery challenges the prevailing view that pottery arrived later in the Levant, implying that Jerusalem's early inhabitants were innovators rather than adopters. The shards were found in a context of stone hearths and animal bones, painting a picture of a community transitioning from nomadic foraging to settled life. This evolution in material culture sets the stage for the next discovery at rank 3, where charcoal hints at controlled fire use.
Unexpected charcoal layers uncovered in a 2016 excavation near the Kidron Valley provide evidence of controlled fire use dating back to around 10,000 years ago. The charcoal, embedded within a sedimentary context, was analyzed using radiocarbon dating, yielding an age that aligns with the pre-pottery Neolithic period. Microscopic examination reveals consistent patterns of repeated heating, suggesting hearths rather than accidental burns. Associated stone tools show signs of heat treatment, a process that strengthens flint for knapping. This combination indicates a community that not only mastered fire for cooking but also for tool production, a hallmark of technological advancement. The find bridges the gap between earlier hunter-gatherer societies and later settled cultures, highlighting a pivotal moment in human development. Building on this, the next item at rank 2 uncovers a flint quarry that supplied raw material for these innovations.
Scientists identified in 2015 a previously unknown flint quarry on the outskirts of Jerusalem, shedding light on the raw material sources for early toolmakers. The site contains extensive extraction pits and waste flakes, indicating systematic quarrying activities dating to roughly 9,800 years ago. Geological analysis confirms the flint's high quality, matching artifacts found across the city's early layers, establishing a direct supply chain. The organized nature of the quarry suggests a level of communal planning and labor coordination uncommon for the era. Moreover, spatial mapping shows the quarry's proximity to water sources, reinforcing the idea that early inhabitants strategically selected resource locations. This discovery underscores the sophistication of Jerusalem's pre-urban communities and sets the stage for the culminating find at rank 1, a megalithic alignment that hints at organized settlement planning.
Finally, researchers propose that a series of megalithic stones uncovered in 2014 on the eastern slope of Jerusalem were deliberately aligned with the sunrise during the spring equinox, indicating an early form of communal planning and astronomical awareness. The stones, each weighing several tons, form a shallow arc that matches the horizon point of the equinox sunrise within a margin of error of a few degrees. Soil samples and nearby charcoal date the arrangement to roughly 10,200 years ago, predating known organized settlements in the region. This alignment suggests that the early inhabitants possessed not only the engineering skill to move massive stones but also a cultural emphasis on celestial events, possibly for ritual or calendrical purposes. The implication is profound. Jerusalem's earliest communities may have coordinated large-scale projects, reflecting social complexity far earlier than previously thought.
We've traveled from stone tools to DNA strands, uncovering 10 breakthrough discoveries that tie Jerusalem to its earliest peoples and show how layered and dynamic the city truly is. Each find adds a new piece to a puzzle that scholars are still assembling, proving that our past is far richer than textbooks suggest. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit the like button and subscribe so you won't miss the next mind-blowing list we drop every week. Which discovery surprised you the most? Drop your answer in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.